Hello everyone, welcome back again. So today we are going to have a discussion on the topic that is skill versus PhD. What is more important? So here we are going to see the importance of having skills in you, and also we are going to see if you have done your PhD degree, then what is the benefit of having a PhD degree. So here we are going to see the importance and benefits of both the skills as well as a PhD degree, and after that we are going to see the conclusion for the same. So let's start our video with the very first topic, that is skill set and importance. And if you see the skill set and importance, here I have listed all the benefits and the importance of having a skill set in you. So the very first is about application matters. So whenever you are studying something, so that time you are only having the framework of any concept and topic. But when you are applying something, when you are you can say implementing whatever you have learned, that time practical matters, that time application matters, that leads to the practical implications. So in today's world, application part is more important than learning you can say concepts and fundamentals. Although if you are learning concepts, that will help you to grasp more practical knowledge, and if you are learning only you can say theory part, and if you are not having the practical aspects of the thing, that time you will not be having that skill. Means you are only learning that theoretical knowledge, you are only learning the conceptual thing, you are not having that practical framework of that particular knowledge. This is what called as application matters. So whenever you are learning things, and after that if you are applying, here comes your skill set. Means application matters. So it is very important to have the application part or practical implications of a particular topic. Second is about experience speaks. Whenever you are having a skill set, suppose if you and your friend, if you are having more skills, if you have learned more different skills, that is 3 different skills, and if your friend is knowing only about 2 skills, so here the experience speaks. Here you are having more or you can say experience, you are learning more skills, means that helps you to stand out of the crowd, and in this way you will be always ahead in case of competition. मतलब आप किसी भी competition में जाएंगे, you will always be favored. Why? Because you are having more skills, you are having more experience. This is what called as experience speaks. It is always said that action speaks more than words, and here if we relate this action to practical knowledge, means experience speaks more than your degree. So always if you are having an experience about that topic, अगर प्रैक्टिकल implications है, so that will speak. ठीक है, उसके कारण से क्या होगा, you will be hired for a particular job, even it is related to research lab, or if it is related to any biotech industry or any kind of industry. Third is building professional network. Suppose if you have taken your skill set, and if you are developing all these skill set in different industries, means you are going there, you are working there, and after that you are having that skill, means you are working with higher officials. So this will you can say in turn help you to build the professional network with the higher officials. So in this way your networking will be more in terms of the professional आउटफिट. सो अल्टीमेटली जितने भी ज़्यादा प्रोफेशनल के साथ आप मिलेंगे, जितने भी ज़्यादा बड़े लोगों के साथ मिलेंगे, आपको उतना ज़्यादा उनके बीच में इंट्रैक्शन होगा, एंड अल्टीमेटली दिस विल हेल्प यू इन हायरिंग एंड अचीविंग सक्सेस इन फ्यूचर. Fourth point, you can see hold the interest of supervisor. Suppose if you are having a skill set in your CV that is mentioned that you have done different skill set, you have done all these internship, you are knowing the practical knowledge of all these things. और मान लीजिए आपके फ्रेंड ने कुछ भी नहीं किया, ultimately who is going to attract the supervisor? Because your CV speaks about yourself, right? So CV कैसे पता चलता है? जो भी supervisor होता है या जो भी interviewer होता है, they just go through your CV. In CV everything is mentioned, right? तो जितनी भी चीज़ें आपके CV में मेंशन रहती हैं, वही आपके एक सुपरवाइजर या एक इंटरव्यूअर को सामने से अट्रैक्ट करती हैं. अल्टीमेटली दैट इज गोइंग टू अट्रैक्ट द सुपरवाइजर और इंटरव्यूअर who is going to hire you for that particular job opening, whether it is related to research industry or any kind of biotech industry. तो जब भी आपके पास ज़्यादा स्किल सेट होते हैं, तो अल्टीमेटली इट इज़ गोइंग टू अट्रैक्ट, और ऐसे सुपरवाइजर को अट्रैक्ट करते हैं, और उनका एक इंटरेस्ट आता है कि आपको इस जॉब के लिए हायर करना है. मीन्स स्किल सेट के लिए आपका एक्सपीरियंस भी बहुत है, आपकी नेटवर्किंग भी बहुत हुई, एंड अल्टीमेटली यू आर सेलेक्टेड फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर जॉब. Fifth point, you can see help you achieve success. whenever you are having skill set, suppose if you are not having degree, but if you are having more skills, whether it is technical skills, your hard skills, soft skill, कोई भी skills हो, ultimately वो क्या करता है, आपके रिज्यूमे में मेंशन है. मान लीजिए आपके कोई फ्रेंड है, उनके पास ये सारी स्किल्स नहीं है, मान लीजिए आपने एक स्किल्स भी मेंशन की है इन योर रिज्यूमे, दैट इज प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग स्किल. एंड हाउ दिस प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग स्किल डेवलप्स, इट ओनली ड्यू टू, you can say, because of your experience. So whatever you are working in your lab, you're working in industry, that time your problem solving skill comes. कोई भी एक प्रॉब्लम या फेलियर आप एनकाउंटर कर रहे हैं, दैट टाइम हाउ यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम, दैट इज व्हाट कॉल्ड एज प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग स्किल. एंड इफ यू आर हैविंग दैट प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग skill, means at the time of interview you will be able to answer each and every question that is asked to you, and this is what called as helps in achieving success. So whatever interview you are facing, कितना भी बार आप interview दोगे, that time you will be able to answer everything, whether it is related to, you can say, tasking thing, कोई task के बारे में पूछ रहा है, कोई target के बारे में पूछ रहा है, and if it is related to fundamentals, ultimately you are going to answer that because you are having skills for that. So that is what called as help you in achieving success. Away to other skills. So it is always said that whenever you are working for one skill, whenever you are upskilling yourself, it always provides an opportunity to upskill yourself for the new skills. That is why it is said that one skill opens a way for other skill. तो जब भी आप किसी एक चीज़ के लिए लर्न करते हो सकता है आपका इंटरेस्ट हो, and in this way you will be learning many more skills. That is why it is said that a way to other skills, means in this way you will be upskilling yourself and you will be learning more things in future, and ultimately it will add up to your you can say your application part, और ultimately आपको इसका आगे जा करके एक सक्सेस मिलेगा. 7th point you can see, that is importance of having a skill, that is versatility, more innovative. If you are having skills, means you are more innovative. So अगर आप एक पर्टिकुलर फील्ड में काम कर रहे हो, अगर आपके पास बहुत ज़्यादा स्किल सेट है, मीन्स यू आर नाउ क्रिएटिव, यू आर मोर इनोवेटिव. अगर आप ज़्यादा इनोवेटिव होंगे, मीन्स यू विल बी कैपेबल ऑफ हैंडलिंग डिफरेंट जॉब्स. वाई? मीन्स यू आर वर्सेटाइल इन नेचर. वर्सेटाइलिटी विल बी शोन as you are more innovative, you are more creative because you have different skill set. And suppose if you have learned different skills in the field of molecular biology, immunology, biochemistry, means you are able to handle all these different 3 practicals that are related to 3 different fields. Means if you are having a skill set, that will be easy for you to work in any of the field, and that is what called as multitasking. Means here your versatile nature is shown, you will be versatility, you will be having that ability, and ultimately you are more creative and innovative. 8th point you can see, transition age skill set needed. Why it is called as transition age? If you see today's world, so today's world is damn competitive, and if you want to compete in this world, it is necessary and it is important to have the skill set, whether it is hard skill, soft skill. So soft skills are mainly needed during the time of interview, and some soft skill matters during your, you can say, job, whether it is related to your research lab, or if it is related to biotech industry. Their communication skills matter, their management skills matter, their problem solving approach matter. So all these skills, they come under soft skill. Hard skill is mainly related to your experimental part. So if you want to live in this competitive world, if you actually want to compete with all your achievers, all your competitors, then all you have to do is you have to be upskill, and you have to be, you can say, you should have that practical knowledge of that particular subject. That is what called as transition age. Transition age means we are talking about today's world, and if you want to compete in this world, if you really want to stand out of the crowd, here skill set is needed. So if we are talking about this world, so here skill set matters more than degree. And if you see the history people, like great people that we have studied in our, you can say, childhood, all history that we have studied, they are the real proof of skill set. They were having skills than a degree. So if you want to prove, and if you want to see how skill matters, so you can just go and you can learn about them. All great people in history, they were having skill set in themselves, and ultimately they are the real proof to this skill set. So this is all about the skill set and importance, where we have seen what is the importance of having a skill set, whether it is you can say soft skill, hard skill, how this skill set matters in our life. Now coming to PhD degree. So here we are going to compare this with PhD degree, and ultimately we are going to see the benefits of having a PhD degree. So substantiates your CV. So whenever you are applying for a job, so resume and CV, that is already sent to HR, right? And ultimately it will be sent to your supervisor and you can say your interviewer. So whenever this CV is in the hand of this interviewer or you can say supervisor, so all they will be seeing is your degree. तो जैसे ही आपका डिग्री सामने आता है, so that is going to overcome everything that you are having in your CV, because now you are having the highest degree. So the very first and the foremost you can say benefit of having a PhD degree is substantiating your CV. So means ultimately it is going to add a value to your CV, because now you are earning and you are having a highest degree that is going to overcome everything, every negative impacts if you are having. So the very first point is that is going to add a value to your CV. Second is it gives you confidence. Why? Because suppose if you are applying for a job, so that time it may happen that they are asking you some basic questions, some experimental questions. So that time your concepts and fundamentals are damn clear. Why? Because you have just completed your PhD, and if you're knowing all these things means it will ultimately gives you a confidence. Why? Because if they are asking any fundamental question, any experimental question, any kind of basic questions, so that time you are knowing the basic part and also how to apply that. And here comes the experimental part of the concept. So here it is ultimately going to give you a confidence regarding that particular subject or topic. Third point, you can see career stagnancy. Why career stagnancy? Because you are already having this PhD degree, so you know that you will be always ahead of the competition. So whenever any individual applies, so if you see तो सभी लोग आज PhD नहीं करते, right? Only few people go for PhD. So if one PhD degree holder, if he or she is applying for a job, और एक ऐसा है जो non PhD holder है, ultimately you will be favored, right? Because you have more qualification. This is what called as qualification or PhD degree, and ultimately it is going to make your career stagnant. Why? Because जितना ज़्यादा आपका CV जाएगा, आपके पास PhD degree होगा, तो ultimately you will be favored above the rest. जितने भी ज़्यादा लोग हैं उससे ज़्यादा आपका CV फेवर किया जाएगा. That is what called as career stagnancy. तो wherever you apply for a job, you will be given favored. Next is credentials add value. जब भी हम PhD करते हैं, this time we are having more credentials. Why? कभी भी हम एक जगह पे काम करते हैं, तो जब काम करते हैं तो ऐसा बोलते हैं ना, वाओ आपने कौन सा क्वालिफिकेशन किया है? PhD. तो जब भी हम एक कंपनी में काम करने जाते हैं तो क्लाइंट्स क्या पूछते हैं? आपका डिग्री क्या है? तो जितना ज़्यादा हमारा डिग्री होता है ना, उतना ज़्यादा हमारे हम लोग से अट्रैक्ट होते हैं. तो there will be attraction between people on the basis of degree, because they are going to you can say respect them. एक रिस्पेक्ट मिलती है जितना ज़्यादा हाईएस्ट डिग्री. ऐसा होता है ना, हमें भी कोई बता देता है या हम भी कहीं जाते हैं, अगर हमको पता चलता है यार इन्होंने तो बहुत अच्छा किया है, इनके पास एक हायर डिग्री है, अल्टीमेटली इट इज़ गोइंग टू ऐड अ वैल्यू. एक रिस्पेक्ट होती है. दैट इज़ व्हाट कॉल्ड एज क्रेडेंशियल्स. सो अल्टीमेटली इफ यू आर हैविंग अ PhD डिग्री, सो दैट विल ऐड अ वैल्यू, जिसके कारण से आपका रिस्पेक्ट होगा एंड एक क्रेडेंशियल्स मिलता है. अर्न्स मनी एंड स्टेटस. जब भी आप जॉब के लिए अप्लाई करेंगे तो ऑलवेज इफ यू आर हैविंग स्किल और नॉट, बट स्टिल यू आर हैविंग अ PhD डिग्री, जिससे सामने वाले को पता चलता है इफ ही और शी हैज़ कंप्लीटेड PhD डिग्री मीन्स he or she will be good in their work, whether it is related to their soft skill or hard skill. मतलब वहाँ पे एक ऐसा you can say mindset will be there, and ultimately you will be hired for a job. If it is any job you will be hired, you will be favored above rest, means ultimately you are going to earn money in that particular field and ultimately your status will be high. Next point, you can see here that is make a person more polite. Yes, and you know that PhD degree is a long-term project. You will be going through many struggle, many hardships, and after that you will be coming out with novel findings. Means you are establishing that novel findings after that struggle. So you are going through all the struggles that actually make you a polite person, एक humble person. जब भी आप एक बड़ी डिग्री के साथ आते हो, आप एक calm and composed होते. You will be a calm and composed person, and every you know that how to deal with each and every situation. That is what called as making a person more polite, that you will not see in case of having a skill set, because you are only learning a skill, you are not having that degree, and here we are earning a degree that is a matter for 4 to 5 years, and that is making us more polite. Seventh, you can see essential for personality development. Yes, whenever we are speaking, we are more calm and composed, we are humble, we are polite. That is one of the approach and outlook for personality development that is needed at the time of interview, that is needed for each and every aspects of a job, whether it is related to your research tenure, or whether it is related to your, you can say, research, or you can say biotech industry, or any kind of industry. But this personality development matters a lot during your work and also at the time of interview. And if you have done, and if you have faced so many struggles, and if you have gone through that long degree, highest degree, means ultimately you will be having that approach and outlook, that is what called as personality development. So this is all about the PhD degree, its benefit, and also we have seen the skill set, why these skill sets are important and why should we have them. So we have seen the importance for that, we have discussed 9 points, and we have seen the PhD degree, and also we have seen the benefits for that. But if we see the final takeaway, now what is the final conclusion from today's discussion? So if we see, both skills and PhDs are equally important. But if you see, skills are something that make you stand out of the crowd. But PhD degree is something, because whenever you are applying, you will be always hired for that particular job. So it will be easier for you to get hired for this particular job. But talking about this competitive world, so in today's competitive world, you have to compete with everyone. You have to compete with your competitors, you have to compete with your achievers. And that time it's necessary to have all the skill sets. That will only help you to flourish in that competitive environment. Still, if you want the answer from my side, so PhD degree is something that without degree you are nothing. If you talk about PhD degree or any degree, so without degree you are nothing. And skill set is something that is needed to polish the degree. So both PhD degree and skill sets are equally important. And if you are having a right mix of both the degree as well as skill set, so ultimately you will be the right choice or right candidate for any particular job. So this is all about the final takeaway for from my side for this particular topic. So I hope and I'm sure this topic was really interesting for you. And if you were having any doubt regarding PhD degree and skill set, whether you should go for PhD degree or you should only have internship program certification courses, whether that will add up to your resume. So here we have discussed each and everything. We have discussed the importance and benefits of both these different aspects, that is PhD degree as well as skill set. So I believe the topic was highly beneficial for all of you. And if you find some other point has to be mentioned here, so you can write down those points in the comments below. So meet you back again in the next video. Till that time, thank you everyone. Bye bye. Take care. Keep learning.